All right, what is going on, Banter fam? Welcome in to Wednesday's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and today, as always, we're going to be diving deep into the crypto gaming market. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of key news pieces that actually dropped today regarding Sandbox, Gala, and some pretty large partnerships as far as fashion and NFTs go, I would say. We're also going to be diving deep into an upcoming, and I would honestly say it's a very established game. But the narrative around the game on the Avalanche chain is picking up a little bit, and that is Crabada. So we're going to take a look at the tokenomics. How healthy is the game? Where is the game at in its stages of development and stuff like that as far as their long-term plan? We're also going to dive into a low-cap gaming studio that I'm super bullish on that is showing very positive price action this week. So we'll talk about why that is. I also have another upcoming game I want to put on your radar, kind of feeding off yesterday. Right? Yesterday's gaming list is not an all-inclusive list, guys. There's so many solid-looking games in this space, and we will take a look at them all over time. But I have a jam-packed show for you today. So without further ado, let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't here to play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, let's get into it. And the market for gaming is honestly looking pretty solid, right? I mean, we're looking at a lot of projects we've discussed on the channel doing really, really well. WonderHero, one of those small cap games that I've pointed out as one to definitely keep your eye on. A lot of active players. It's up 50% this week. We have Crabada up 30% this week. Sin City's bounced 40% this week. We also know Sin City launched into a red market, right? It literally launched into the Bitcoin dump a few weeks back. We have Veracity up 70% over the last 7 days. We have Super Farm up 62%. So the gaming, Froyo games we've talked about on the channel, tons of quality projects that are really bouncing hard. And it doesn't take that much of a market move to have that happen when it comes to these gaming projects. They definitely run really, really hard in these green times, in these green markets. So keep your eye on the quality projects. And when the market's at that state of just complete, we just got out of a dump. Like we were in a red market. Nobody was like, buy. Anyone who bought when we were at those like mid 30 levels, they really made a killing if you bought the dips and if you bought the bottoms there. So definitely keep your eye on those gaming tokens, because when the market recovers in times like that, that's the time where if you want to DCA in, you could really reap the rewards when the market goes back up. And this right here has been my POV every morning recently. Absolutely just cranking out these passive rewards, just checking in, also just racing some horses for the fun of it, right? So just racing some Pegaxy horses, as well as checking on my crabs in Crabada. And I recently got involved in that economy. We'll do a full earnings guide later on when I get a little sample size. But later in this show, we'll take a look at the tokenomics and the health of that game, because I think it has a ton of potential, especially with the changes coming around the corner, as well as the upcoming battle game. So let's take a look at some news bits from today. And we have some of the top tier projects making top tier partnerships here today. We have Gucci and Sandbox announcing a partnership here. Believe in the power of imagination at Gucci. So Gucci is coming into the Sandbox game, the Sandbox metaverse. And as you see, that will be the Gucci Vault. And, Gucci is one of those, honestly, one of those brands and one of those fashion companies that's kind of leading the way in the metaverse. Not only are they getting involved in Sandbox, they recently did a collaboration project here. Super Plastic and Gucci present Super Gucci. And this here is on vault.gucci.com. So it's in the same realm, right? So everything to do with Gucci NFTs, Gucci in the metaverse, this would definitely be the appeal and one of the associations of that project, right? Because this is under the Gucci Vault. Very top tier partnership for Sandbox. And I just got to give a shout out, right? You're just taking a look at Sandbox, and the map will have to reload here, I'm sure. Yeah, so there's so many brand names in here, whether it comes from top tier games, top tier crypto projects, fashion brands, etc. Let's just take a look around. All right, we have a ton of Binance plots. So Binance has bought a bunch of them. Sandbox obviously still owns a ton of them, and they're having these land sales, or some of them are just part of their little destinations and their locations. So we have CyberKongs here. We have some Rarible plots. We see Adidas right here. We also see Ubisoft. You're looking at Decentraland with some plots, DeFi Kingdoms with some plots. DeFi Kingdoms was a pretty solid plot of land there. You see Atari has a lot of land if you take a look. So Atari is planning to like build their theme parks in the metaverse and stuff like that. So they're doing a really good job of attracting these projects, not only Web3, but Web2 as well. We also see Yield Guild Games, Ultra. There's lots of projects. I know Seedify is on here. Seedify, the official sponsor of the In the Game show. And I know they have a plot somewhere, but a ton of Binance plots. So much going on in the metaverse. So shout out to Sandbox for keeping up their foot is on the gas, getting so many brands, so many projects attracted and appealed towards the metaverse. I mean, we've seen $1 million land sales in the Sandbox metaverse. So keep your eye on that. And I definitely think that in the future, you're only going to see an influx more of the Gucci's and the Adidas's. You're going to see the Nikes. Obviously, Nike's already in on NFTs, but you're going to see more and more brands flood into these metaverses over time. And then Gala Games, just about an hour ago, actually, released this news. And yesterday, I told you that they had put $5 billion towards gaming, entertainment, and music NFTs. Well, they are rolling out that music NFT initiative right away, as we're seeing here, with Snoop Dogg's new album dropping on the blockchain, 3 songs exclusive to Gala Music. Grab a stash box, which contains 1 track today at 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Gala Music. And you can click on Gala Music, and it kind of gives you the lowdown on everything about this project. Gala brings you Snoop Dogg with his historic new album, Back on Death Row, dropping on the blockchain. You can buy a stash box, which will contain 1 track apiece and be rewarded like a G. So as you see here, listen to earn rewards. You're shaking up the music industry with Gala and rewarding artists and fans, where Snoop Dogg's NFTs will have the potential to listen and earn. We're unlocking the true power of music, and we're just getting started. This is the future. Imagine earning royalties on your favorite artist's NFTs, on your favorite artist's music. Literally, what if Drake was to drop an album on the blockchain? You're a big Drake fan, and you buy the NFT and you earn royalties off the listens. I mean, that is the future of blockchain, and that is the future of music. It's going to take the record label off the table. It's going to be completely decentralized. It's power back to the artist, and it's power to the fans of the artist. The most passionate fans and the most passionate listeners of each artist could actually have a stake in their artist's success. So that is that's the future. Record labels most of the time hold artists down. Most record label stories that you hear with artists, at the end, it's a bad separation. For example, decentralization. We saw Tory Lanez did a super successful. He made like $1 million. He sold out like $1 million worth of his NFT in like 5 minutes or something crazy, right? So the music NFTs, they're on the way. And Snoop is also leading that charge. He has obviously his big plot and his big amusement in Sandbox. And we also see Gala here pushing forward the narrative, which I absolutely love. And there's so many projects out there doing, phenomenal job of music. You take a look at Gala. You have Royal, an up and coming music platform. There's I believe it is called. There's Audius, but there's another one. It's Opal, I believe, is the ticker symbol. So there's tons of music projects out there that are super quality and that I think are worth taking a look at for this next couple of years. Because if Snoop's drop does really well, it's going to influence more and more artists to get involved. And you have seen top tier artists like Drake mention in the past that is something that he's thought about. Because, just imagine how successful that could be. And it does give power back to the listener. So very big things going on as far as NFTs and Gala go. And then before we get into the bulk of the show, guys, the Pegaxy breeding event was announced, the official details today. So you can spend different amount of this to get these rare Valentine tickets, the epic Valentine's tickets, and the legendary Valentine's tickets. And basically it gives you the access to breed a rarer and more sparkly, as they say, Pega. So it's going to have a lot more like shine to it. It's going to have an appearance feel, but you're also getting a step up in the rarity. So it's rarer than what you could like probably buy on the marketplace for the same price is the point. So it's giving you access to breed a very rare horse for perspective, because most of your breeds, they're just pacers. They're like the lower level. So very good event that Pegaxy's putting on. And I like the spin on Valentine's Day with the breeding event. So very solid. And you can get all the details. They'll be selling a limited number of Valentine's tickets in the marketplace that will give your future newborn Pega a unique aura. So they say love is in the air. So love to see that. And we will be playing the 3D demo tomorrow on the stream. So make sure to come in and check that out. We have the Pegaxy 3D game launching on Thursday, the 10th of February. So be here, check that out. It's going to be awesome. And I think that that's going to just take the game to the next level because it engages the player a little more, right? You're at least more in the game, right? The current state of the game is very passive. It's very, not too like exhilarating. We'll wait until this 3D game hits the masses. I think it's going to take that to the next level. And then last thing is Sin City. They opened up their staking. So anybody who is involved on Sin City with the Sinner token, you can now stake, and that is on staking.sin.city. So check that out. Check out their Twitter, Sin City HQ, for more details. But let's get into the show topic. And we have a couple of things to highlight. And one of those is Crabada. So Crabada up again 20% today. This token is on a tear. You look at the last 7 days, it's gone from about $1.50 up to $1.90. And then for the last month, it's gone from about 80 cents all the way up to $1.90. So it's getting a lot more traction. It's getting a lot more attention. And why is that? Well, this play and earn idle game has actually been, I would say, even more so than Pegaxy. This probably pays more than Pegaxy. And so many people are making a killing off of the Pegaxy economy. But I would definitely say Crabada has had the most lucrative earnings as far as day to day on the blockchain. And that is because their game right now, it's on the Avalanche chain. The reward system is thoroughly built out. The treasure under the sea price has held up super well. And it does take a solid investment to get involved. It's not the most inexpensive game to get involved with. But as we've mentioned, if you want these passive economies to work for you, then you're going to need to put up an upfront investment, right? Nobody ever got rich off real estate by not putting a single dollar into it, right? To reap the passive rewards of something, you have to have an upfront investment. So if you're willing to put the money up for some of these games like Pegaxy or Crabada, for example, you can take a look at these economies that mine in the background. So what you do, they have their mining system where if you have a team of 3 crabs, you can mine. And in the background, they are working for 4 hours in a mining battle. So someone can try to loot your rewards. But even if you win or lose, you still actually earn rewards. You don't actually ever not earn rewards off of a mining raid. So that is the thing. It's not like when you lose, you don't get 0 rewards. There's a amount you get if you lose, and there's an amount you get if you win. And I actually have some numbers to kind of show you the scale here of what you could be looking at. So strategy 1 would be renting out your team of 3 in the tavern, and you could actually make about $3,600. Right now, the floor price for these crabs are around $4,000. So keep that in mind. If you want 3 crabs, it would be about a $12,000 investment at this time. And don't go ape into crabs. We have a lot to cover on this. And the floor crabs, the mechanics of the game are ever changing. And we have a lot to update on this game in the future because the meta, aka the best strategy of the game, changes mid-month. But here's the potential of the game. So if you put $12,000 into it for a team of 3 and you do the low end, let's just say the low end, you're renting out a team of 3. So you're not even mining for yourself where you could make more rewards for yourself. You're doing monthly income off of renting. You could make $3,628 a month. But yeah, you can make $3,628 a month. And as you see here, that would actually pay off, I believe. Where's the payoff time? shortest days in a month. It doesn't mention here, but I believe over time you would pay that off in about 3.25 months, 3.5 months. And as you see here, the monthly income, if you were to have a 30% win rate, so a team of Crabada with a 30% win rate, right? 4,921 USD a month, you would pay that off in about 2.5 months. And then a team of 3 with no reinforcements, so you never win. And these are kind of below average win rates. If you play with the meta crabs, the best crabs, your win rate is much higher. So with a 30% win rate, you actually have about 5,000 a month on monthly income. And as you will see, that would pay off in about 2.5 months. And then if you just never win, you have a 0% win rate, you would still make 4,500 a month off of a team of 3 crabs. That is a full-time income in the USA. Like, that is literally a full-time income in the USA. You would be making $40,000 plus over a year for your $12,000 investment on the low end. We're talking if you never even win, right? You just do the mining raids. You just do 5, 6 mining raids, and you can do 6 per day. So let's say you want to sleep, right? You could do 4 to 5 per day, and you could make a ton of money in these economies. And these are the trends you want to spot. And people are making tons of money in these economies. Just quit my job, 55 hours a week in a concrete factory in Australia, and booked a ticket to Europe for 3 to 4 months because I did so well with Play Crabada. And as they see here, that's awesome to see. Here's to your future endeavors. So these economies are real and they're changing people's lives. And that's not any BS. This is the same kind of trend that Axie Infinity is on. Like, when you are looking at the scope of these games, Pegaxy is doing the same exact thing. Its narrative is hot and it's changing people's lives. People can rent the horses for free and actually earn off of this. And that is on the way, in my opinion, when it comes to Crabada. So as we see here, I'll open this up. Crabada, the scholarship system is lacking right now, right? There's not a real scholarship system. You can rent out your crabs, but it's not a scholarship system. It's just an automatic rental. It goes to a new player every 2 hours. But when you take a look at the battle game, you can go into the battle game. This is the beta. So this is the beta game, and it looks exactly like Axie Infinity. This is where Scholar gameplay will come in. So Scholars will actually begin to play this within this economy whenever the battle game comes in, because it will become more than just that idle game, right? So right now, its majority of the earnings are through the idle game. So right now, this game is in development, and obviously it's pretty polished. It's pretty polished. But when this aspect of the game goes live, I see scholars actually flocking to this economy, just like we just saw with Pagaxy. Pagaxy overtook Axie Infinity's temporary shine in the scholarship economy because of the earning capability. So Axie Infinity's earnings, meanwhile, are going up way down, right? SLP is declining. A lot of people went into the Thetan Arena economy and the THC token, the in-game earning token, declining. But then you have Treasure Under the Sea, which has gone from like 8 cents. It's gone from about 8 cents to 25 cents, I think it is today. And then we have the VIS token, which was under 10 cents, and now we're at like 18 cents, and that's Pegaxy's in-game token. So these economies are actually flourishing. They're actually healthy, right? So this is the future of the game whenever the battle game comes through. This is what you'll be looking at, right? Victory, you got the dancing crabs. And it's wild, right? You tell your friends that you have crabs, a team of crabs mining for you to make passive income. Play to earn gaming is an absolute unique opportunity, right? Not very often that you get to say that in life, right? But in general, I think that this game still has a long way to go. And when you look at the tokenomics, right? 6% to the private round, which has a year vest with 3-month cliff, followed by quarterly releases. And I can actually show you the vesting schedule here. So about 1% of the total supply, about 1% of the total supply here will release whenever it comes down to the 15th of this month. So in a week, 1% of this total supply will unlock for private sale, and then there will be no more unlocks for 3 more months. So that would be the only thing I would say to look out for. And their vesting schedule is very transparent, guys. You can catch their vesting schedule right here on their website, docs.crabada.com/whitepaper. So they're not hiding their distribution schedule. It's right here. So there's an unlock in 6 days. It's 1% of the total supply. So 10 million tokens, about 12 million out of 1 billion total supply. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, I think it's super healthy. And the way that the TUS token has held up so far, so the treasure under the sea, it's held up very nicely because the breeding is very healthy. A lot of players have been breeding like crazy for the top class. So there's the top level purity, and the meta for the game so far has been bulk crabs. That's the category of crabs. So the bulk crabs, people have been breeding those like crazy. But now there's a meta change coming. And what that means is the best strategy is about to change. So that's why I'm saying right now, in a week, on that unlock date, actually, is when they changed the way that the game kind of works with the best strategy. So I will update you on the best earning strategy when that update comes around, because I don't want to throw a strategy out there that's going to change here in a couple of days. But this is an economy alongside of Pegaxy that if you have one working for you, you could look to potentially try to get both working for you in the background. And then you have two of the best, most lucrative play to earn economies working for you in the background. And as we see here, there is legit income that you can earn from this. Like, this is not any sort of, this is real. This is going on. And this is what play to earn gaming presents inside of this economy. And let's get into an upcoming gaming studio that I think the partnerships they're making, they have a live app. Their partners have live apps in the App Store already playable, and they're integrating NFTs into them. And that is Froyo Games. So Froyo Games is backed by Animoca Brands. And as you see here, they have 4 games already kind of under their umbrella here. So you see Claw Stars, you have the Masketeers, the Cryptant Crab. Wow, ironic. The very ironic. We have the crabs today. As I tweeted Freg, I have crabs and they're paying. What's the hottest narrative today in crypto? I have crabs. That's what I had to send him, because I guess that's the theme of the day, right? We got Cryptant Crab, Crabada, geez. But NFTs are a scam, bro. You got $1,000 worth of Fortnite skins. So that's another point, right? If you're not willing, people are willing to put money into these Fortnite skins, but then they call NFT gaming a scam. Makes no sense. But Froyo Games is looking up, in my opinion. You see the Cryptant Crab and Moonland. So everything about this project looks very quality to me. They have the graphical appeal on all these different projects. A little grittier game with Moonland. The Cryptant Crab looks pretty solid. And these games have that more cartoony feel, kind of like a Axie. But Claw Stars is actually active on the App Store right now. And that is from their partner. And their partner is EyeKandy Interactive, which is a gaming app developer. And in my opinion, this project looks amazing. And you take a look, like I said, I had this up for their backing, which I already scrolled down to, but Animoca Brands, Spartan Capital, they're underneath a bunch of guilds. They are partnered with Avocado Guild primarily. And like I said, EyeKandy has already produced the Claw Stars game. And if you take a look at Claw Stars, NFTs are coming to the award-winning casual mobile game developed by our partners, EyeKandy, where the hamsters have gained super intelligence and now roam a universe touched by time. So this is not a game that they built. So what Froyo Games is actually a gaming ecosystem that is building not only their own game, so they are a gaming studio, they are also a gaming development branch that will help a Web 2 game integrate NFTs and play to earn inside of their game. So projects like Froyo Games will help incubate play to earn into these projects that want to go from Web 2 to play to earn, from the mobile app store to an NFT game, for example. So Claw Stars is a Web 2 game right now, but Froyo Games is helping incubate them to play to earn. So I do think that this is an amazing project in development. And if you want to hear from the team themselves, they are a game developer, a game publisher, and a decentralized game platform, GameFi platform for blockchain games that will be launching in 2022, obviously, and beyond. Think of it like a Steam or an Epic Games, your home for blockchain games with a lot of features under the hood to help us welcome and onboard game developers, gamers, and even traders of all skills. So they will help put these projects into the play to earn space, which I absolutely love. And the market cap here is very, very small. So the fully diluted is about $71 million. The vesting on this is long vesting. Most of it is 3-year vesting if you look at the Froyo Games tokenomics. So this is super healthy, and the dilute is not a lot at all. So I think the scope of things for what they are building, this is a low cap gem that should definitely be on your watch list. I'm not telling you to buy this token right now because it has been surging. At the beginning of the show, I told you this thing is up 80% this week. So I'm not telling you to buy these tokens. That's never the initiative. It is educating you on projects that are really looking solid and that are really up and coming. And small cap gems like Froyo Games should definitely be on your radar. Now let's talk about a couple of games really quick to close out the show, last 5 minutes or so. I've touched on this before, but I always like to look around the corner. What is coming, right? What is the next game? So we've seen economies with these scholarships. Like, honestly, in WonderHero just came out. If you're involved in WonderHero, it's been a really solid game, and scholarships are adopting in that game. Good Games Guild is looking into it. Merit Circle is already involved. So when you are looking for projects that are being adopted by these economies that depend on playing to earn and keeping their players happy, like a guild, you always want to keep your eye out for that. So where are the guilds looking? Because that's usually where the economy is. So they all shifted to Pegaxy. Where are they going to shift to next? And I think Crabada could be there with the battle game, for example, and the amount of earnings. But looking at CyBall, it's a soccer or a football-themed NFT-based play-to-earn turn-based game. And I wanted to cover this because they came out with their gameplay tutorial today. And there's reasons I just think this has scholarship potential written all over it. The gameplay is super simple. It's 3v3, just like Axie, just like Crabada's battle game, which I just showed you. So it's 3v3. It's turn-based soccer. It's very simple. And you use the cards down here. So let's just say he clicks the stun. He applies it to a player, and it is putting a move, and you'll put a shot up on net here. And I think I might need to just fast forward it just a little bit. Yeah, right here. So they pass it around, pass it across the field, crosses over him, puts it through the net. So these games are super simple. And this is not saying this is the next FIFA. This is not saying, this is going to ground break the blockchain. If you actually noticed in the space, the most successful games so far have been the most hands-off or the most, they're all turn-based. They really are. Pegaxy, you don't really do much. You click race and they do it for you. Crabada, you earn in the background. It's a mining game. There's a lot of Axie Infinity. You just click a couple buttons. It's a turn-based game. So right now, when you're looking at the market, this has scholars written all over it. The 3 assets, you lend a scholar 3 assets, and they play CyBall and earn. It's very simple. It's very easy to pick up. It doesn't take a lot of education to learn how to play this game, right? So right now, when you're looking at these games, it's the simple games that are really making a killing at this moment until the blue chips come around, like the big times, like the Phantom Galaxies, like the Heroes of Mavia, for example. But when you're looking at games or guilds like Yield Guild Games, looking at this economy, partnered, Guildfi, partnered, Good Games Guild, partnered, Avocado Guild, Merit Circle, when 5 of the top tier guilds are literally saying, we're getting involved in this economy, it's something you should put on your radar. Simply, I'm not saying that CyBall is the next Call of Duty. I'm not saying that this will overtake FIFA. But this is a project that if the guilds, so you see Merit Circle has acquired $350,000 or $330,000 worth of NFTs for this game, you should definitely be taking a look because there will be a play to earn economy here that is actually worth looking into. If there's money to be made in a game, I don't care if it's rock, paper, scissors, or if it's a first-person shooter. I'm there. Right now, play to earn is that way. If there's money to be made inside the economy, I don't care if I'm watching grass grow. The game doesn't have to be engaging. Right now, there's money in these play to earn economies. So look around the corner and try to see what is around the corner and what is the next narrative. That is simply put. But then to close out the show, exciting for the community. And we're about to roll out a giveaway here for Seedify Mystery Box. Our official sponsor, Seedify, has worked together with us to supply some IGO tokens to top projects that they are launching. And our first one we're going to do is CyberTrade. CyberTrade, as you see, is an open world MMORPG, and I think it looks amazing. And they're actually the same studio, same not incubation, but yeah, same development branch that put on the IOI racing game. That racing game looks super sharp. It's not the most built out yet. The full game is still upcoming for IOI, but the same developers have actually put together CyberTrade, which is kind of like the cyberpunk of the metaverse, if you so say. So when you take a look at this, if you know Cyberpunk, it didn't really do the best in Web 2 gaming, but I think that this looks super quality. At the end of the day, this game looks awesome. And I think that the blockchain, despite me saying, obviously, the game doesn't have to, if you're making money in the game, it doesn't matter. But you want fun games, right? You want these quality games that feel like you're playing on a console. So I think that games like CyberTrade have a massive appeal, and they have a ton of capital and a great development arm going into this project. I really like CyberTrade, as you see here. Meet the different syndicates. You have Corpo, you have the Hack Hunters, you have Midnight, the different bosses and fighter NFTs, as you see here. So I think this project looks super quality. So what we will do, I don't know how many likes we have on this current video, but if we can get 3,000 likes on this video, 3,000 likes on this video, we will give away some tokens as soon as tomorrow. If we don't get 3,000 likes, we will start giving away some CyberTrade IGO via the Seedify Mystery Box on Monday's show. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. 3,000 likes is the like goal. If I don't get on here tomorrow and we don't have 3,000 likes on this video, we're not going to give them away until Monday, guys. So stay tuned. I will be back tomorrow for another In the Game show. I am going to get out of here. I am your host, Hustle. Like the video if you want to get involved on the giveaway, as well as if you are bullish on crypto gaming. It helps us get the content in front of more viewers just like yourself. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow. As always, play well, my friends. I got the type of crabs that you don't want to cure, you know?